Loner. Good afternoon, Darkrai. Good morning, Evo. Good morning, Pillow Willow. We'll receive him. Let's try that. We didn't really lose anything there because there was nothing over there. But I mean, that's an interesting question, Evo. I don't mean to give you a, well, it depends kind of an answer, but I do actually think it kind of depends. Jesus, those hit hard. Because, like, that opening anime intro? Yeah, no, that's fan servicey as hell. It literally starts off with a giant shot of Shantae's chest. But, like, the game itself? Not really. I mean, this game doesn't have a game over screen where Risky's being like, hey, I'm sexy. Hello, Trax, yeah. Okay. Not what I was expecting. Yeah, I'll take it. Well, usually Risky is the sexy one, but like, I don't know. Let's go this way. This time Shantae's being super cute. Like it's the same as last time, so whatever. I mean, look at this. Okay, okay, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure they did the in-game cutscenes too. The little animated blurbs that play. Which I don't really particularly care for, but, you know, they're better than the frickin' intro. Left. This room then. right? Go this way then. But no, I stand firm in my opinion. Shantae is supposed to be cute. Like, look at her. She's this adorable little salamander just hanging onto the wall like, hi. That's not sexy, right? So, when the games are like, hey, check out this bot, I just feel weird. Like, really? Yeah, tortoise form is adorable. I know it's really hard to see, and I can't even show it off properly. But when she's falling down, she has this expression, which is basically like, and it's really, really cute. Like, even Yura could confirm this. Quick, Yura, say you agree with whatever I said. See? See? I slowly hand a fiver to Yura. Just in time to get hit. Apparently using heal on the undead hurts them. That's actually really funny. And makes sense. That goes back to like FF1 and, you know, D&D episodes. Hey, you can kind of see her face there, just a little bit. Not that I have seen you, no. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. No. Okay. Hey. Actually, I believe in the original NES version it was supposed to and didn't because, well, for those of you not aware, the original NES version of FF1 was extraordinarily buggy. Like, in a I'm surprised this game functions kind of a way. So, I suppose that's the answer there. I do know that in the updates it works. The PS1 version, the GBA version.
Mount Fusion!
Believe it or not, the best tip I could ever give someone for a headache is exercise. Specifically aerobic exercise, something that gets your blood moving and your lungs working. Apparently along for the ride here. Holy crap. We're missing 2 hearts. That's what usually works best for me. That's my proven method, so to speak. Yeah, this is just the boss room. Let's see if there's a thing up here. Well, notice that I say aerobic exercise, because if you do, like, resistance exercise, that's just going to make it hurt more. Like, if you're really straining, you know, that's the kind of resistance exercise. Like, pumping weights or something, that's probably just going to make it worse. You need to do something like jumping jacks, or high dynamic stretches, or a jog, or a walk, or being on a bicycle, or something like that, right? That usually helps. In fact, that should help most people, because that's how biology works. Obviously, that doesn't work for everybody, because that's how humans work, but... I feel like I should backtrack now, so I'm going to do that instead of go forwards.
Dash.
See if we can find these hearts. Yes, I think I just... Okay, let's try that again. You know what? Hang on. Why don't we just Google where these are? Let's just make this easy. Rather than roaming. Hey, the hidden boss. That's a good question, Darkrai. Because Pokemon Gen 1 is hilariously broken. I'd probably put my money on Pokemon Gen 1. Like, FF1 on the NES is at least a perfectly functional game in a ways that don't really get in the way of the game being a game. Like, I honestly think most people didn't even notice how buggy FF1 was until when they started trying stuff. By contrast, a casual playthrough of Pokemon Gen 1 can result in issues. Okay, so I was actually on the right track. Go figure. So that means I want to go this way.
Fusion! Ah!
Instantly dead.
Let's go.
It is definitely playable, Lord Hermit. It's something I will always give that game credit for.
Dash.
The fact that Gen 1 is as good as it is honestly astonishing. And that sounds like an insult, but it really isn't.
Dash. New dash.
I mean, considering how relatively late in the Game Boy's life cycle Gen 1 came out, that makes sense. They had enough practice and work with it to kind of figure out what the hell they were doing. And by they, I mean people in general. I would agree with that, Lord Harriman. I just don't think that's as high praise as it could be. I mean, Link's Awakening also came out on the Game Boy, which is frankly astonishing. And we'll talk more about that when we get there in the Zelda blog.
New fusion.
Close. You mind? Don't. Okay.
I'm ready.
No, I've played the color game, the original Game Boy Color game, Hidden Boss. If we add the proviso of real Lord Hairmount, then yeah. The Game Boy is what really got that going. However, as per usual, it wasn't actually the first. Warcraft 1 wasn't the first RTS, Doom wasn't the first FPS, and the Game Boy was not the first handheld. Stop, stop, stop! This thing is really hard to control. And we're dead.
Ready. Dash.
Just go the other way. Oh, it is supposed to go the other way. Oh, that's bull crap. But yeah, the backgrounds haven't been what I would call, but in comparison to some of the excellent backgrounds we've been seeing, and I mean, it doesn't even come in the same category as something like, say, Ori and the Blind Forest 2, right? Which just was bonkers good. It was so good it made Evo not even capable of giving commentary on it. What's up? Yeah, I kind of don't mean to sound insulting, but I've seen better Mega Man backgrounds. And I'm not talking about 11.
New fusion!
I mean, yeah, Soden had some decent backgrounds, too. PlayStation 1 game. Exactly, Prisoners. Yeah, the Game Boy was the codifier of handhelds. Cheap game.
Good to go!
Pretty sure it goes before the Game & Watch if we want to go into the true first. But, like, that's how that goes, right? There's one thing I've learned about game development. It's that it's actually debatable when you go try to find the first of a particular thing. Because you can go back so far that it barely resembles the thing you're trying to define, right? So how do I get over there? Hang on a second. I know where the other squid is. Let's save. Like, God dang it. I can't even think of it, but there's this tank game, which is, for all intents and purposes, the first FPS. Whoop. That was literally just me squeezing the controller. Which barely looks anything like an FPS, but is, for all intents and purposes, the first FPS. Barely qualifies, but you are in first person, and you do shoot. That came out in the 70s. I think you're right, Prisoners. Although, again, don't quote me. Oh my god! Okay, got the squid. I'm so dizzy! Well, I actually could have kept going because I have a pretty good lung capacity because I'm a big fat jackass. But I figured people were tired of hearing me go E, and this just kept going. Emra, it's time for big fat jackass reviews. The game sucks! And that's the whole review. It's like 15 seconds. Game sucks. Last time. It's... What? I swear I saw... Where did it go? Don't move, invader. My darlings will decide your fate. You're the siren who captured Zapple. Show yourself. Yup. Oh my god. That's actually an unironically great idea, Darkrai. There's literally only two kinds of reviews. Nope. And yup. And that's it. That's the review. I can see she appears healthy, my pet. No, not after what happened to Her Highness. There are plenty of other ways to be rid of her. No, that would leave a stain on the ceiling. I must apologize. My pets cannot seem to agree on this matter. Best I dispose of you myself. Tube Worm Siren, the parasite petting princess. Interesting.
This'll make it better.
These hurt. And are hard to dodge.
Refreshing!
Rather, they're easy to dodge if you don't care about doing damage to the boss. Which, as you can see, is not a winning strategy, because they just pop out forever then.
Refresh
Okay. And we're dead. I mean, they're called Sirens, Crazy Horse. Although the second Siren boss was actually just fine. She was just trying to repair the area, and we were like, hey, we want to fight you. And she was like, God dang it. Blah, 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 blah. Skip cutscene, skip. God damn it.
Super Kite Ball!
Alright, we came into this fight with full health. Hey, grab guard. Can't hit her. I can't spin into her. Try that. I don't even know what that is. Try that too. So I'm just gonna relax. Take a drink. Actually, I think I know what it wants me to do. Shit. Okay. You have a laser beam. How am I out of health ups? Whatever.
Super Pipe Ball!
Yeah, that's a valid question. Why don't I have a laser beam? Oh crap. You have too much health, lady.
This'll make it better.
Keep in mind, I have multiple things upping my damage right now. You have way too much health. Ah, Jesus Christ. Hi. Ooh, pretty. What are you doing? Are you just dressing up because you felt like it?
Yeah.
That's valid. Oh yeah. Get it alone. Very interesting.
Super Pipe Ball!
There, Jesus. Yeah, I can see that. I'm guessing you just wear like tennis shoes or whatever normally.
Yeah, I wear my.
All clear!
When I get home, I put on my flip flops if I'm going. And like if I'm going outside on the weekends, I'll usually wear flip flops.
Well, yeah.
Usually.
Flip-flops are legit, so I approve. Glad you made it. You make fighting those creatures look easy. I don't know if that's what I'd call that boss fight. Boring might be a better word. Boy, that tortoise magic sure came in
I
handy.
never knew I could transform like that.
What is it? Did I do something wrong? You're creeping me out a bit. I was just thinking. How'd you get out of your cage anyway? Me? I was never in a cage. I wasn't captured during the performance like the rest of you. You're the only half-genie that wasn't captured? Sounds suspicious, right? I guess so. Where are the others? Well, I rescued Plink and Vera already, so I'm guessing Philin and Harmony are still trapped somewhere. I don't like it. Something doesn't feel right. I'm gonna talk with Plink and Vera. Wait a second.
You don't think I did it?
You don't think I did it, do you? Just keep doing your thing. When you're ready, meet me in Armor Town. Could you... Okay. Just gonna leave me here. Cool. Cool. That's cool. Extraordinarily unlikely, prisoners. Possible. Unlikely. Well, let's see. Sorry, kid. Pokemon Violet's on my Switch, and therefore you cannot play it. I forget that's why you were upset with me. You're like, I hate that. Well, yeah, obviously. Because I can't let you play Pokemon Violet. Obviously, I mean, listen. Everyone in chat, if I was the cause of you not being able to play Pokemon Violet, wouldn't you be upset? Like, track me up on this.
I mean, yeah. If
I
could never play.
Sorry, I don't want to mess up your ear. Sorry.
But I was never upset with you.
She's just seething with rage. I can just tell.
What?
It's glowing off of her. It's terrifying, really. She's gonna destroy me at any moment. Like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow in hell. Because I won't wake up tomorrow, because I'll be dead. So I can
Let's eat the chicken nugget.
No! Looks like we still don't have some kind of swimming form. I don't think there even is one in this game. It looks like there is, though. Let's see what's in this cave. Gotta get the rupees. I played Zelda. I know how this works.
It's in a cave, it's rupees. I mean, not a cave of power.
Exactly. Nice one. It was very cute. Not as cute as me, though. Bonk, bonk, bonk. No, I went the wrong way. Ugh. Oh, shoot. The slime had his revenge.
You could crawl like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like a lightning thing, which we still don't have. So we don't have lightning, we don't have swimming. We're 3 dungeons in and we still don't know how, whatever. Okay, hang on. So let's see what's over here really quick. Water. Okay, let's go back to town.
And drink some. Well,
Yep. Glug, 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 glug.
can't you drink the entire
I mean, have you seen how skinny we are? Do you think we could fit all that water inside of us? We aren't Kirby. Although, that would be funny if Kirby could do that, wouldn't it? Kirby just like, and you're walking through the water, you know? Just vacuuming it all in.
ocean.
Da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-ba.
I'm sure that would be a good thing.
Kirby destroyed the universe. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
They can't do that. They can't do that.
I mean, actually, I'm pretty sure he could. He's Kirby.
No, he physically cannot do that.
He's Kirby.
That would be an equal thing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Visitors once saw a ghost ship off the coast near Tree Town. Some say it was haunting an undersea grave. There will be a sunken wreck on the western seafloor. Yeah, but I can't go underwater, so who cares? Whoops, wrong button. Alright, first of all, let's buy some potions. Because we ran out in the previous dungeon. Evo says hi. And nobody else, for shame. Oh wow, there's another whipping speed increase.
Who bought it?
I did. I said, give me your crap. And they were like, no, please. I was like, give me. Give me.
And then you threw the rupees at them.
Fully. Give me your freaking stuff. I mean, if you think about it, considering that each rupee is like physically this big, imagine being like, I'd like to purchase this thing for 150 rupees. And you're just showering them in deadly shards of sharp crystal. I can't be the only one who thinks about things like that. In Twilight Princess, one of the armors is like 1,000 rupees. Yeah, exactly.
Go. Help! 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 I'm dying.
It's fine, it's fine. I'm not scared of the dark, but if I was, I'd use the power of electricity. Yeah, I got that. Thank you. You have a boyfriend? I saw you with a boy. The same boy came looking for snacks, but he left for Tree Town. But he keeps adding your boyfriend. Polo is not her boyfriend. You can activate the machine by giving electric shock. Dude, someone dropped their Melba toast. The mayor stepped on it. He doesn't even know.
Snout fusion!
Hey. This, gotta contact the mainlines.
Huh?
Mayor? You okay? Fine, everything's under control. Yes.
Why didn't you tell them about the Melba toast?
Because they wouldn't let me. It was like, no, maybe I can like, no. Give me your Melba toast. Not gonna write it up.
What are you getting for? Look, you want your islands. Get me the Melba toast.
So I found Zappel. She was being held by a big tangled up sea serpent siren. I whipped that monster right into shape. Zappel. I never met her before coming to the island. She seems a teensy bit wary of others. But don't worry, I'm sure she'll come around. But whatever. Okay, so the current quest hook is go left. That reminds me, kiddo. I was thinking about it, and if you're amenable, and you can say no, but you know how we like to play D&D periodically? I was thinking about it. I actually have a campaign still in my head that I can just be like, I know you're in it, and you can play that if you want to. So what you should say is, perfect, perfect. Oh my god, what am I gonna do with this kid? Alright, so we've got 2 things to go to. One of them seems nearer, so let's go to that one, by sheer virtue of it being nearer. Oh god, this is hard to control. Actually, yes, Star correct.
No. Riding on that thing.
Oh. Yeah, it occurred to me last night while I was doing dishes that I've still got Brimus pretty well memorized for obvious reasons. And she wanted to play a werewolf, which, I mean, lycanthropes, right? And there's an electricity thing, which of course we can't do anything about this week. Don't have electricity powers.
Only go to the other thing.
I destroyed her. Oh, we got her card. We only got one of her cards. Oh, where is it? Is that it? Oh, there it is. Makes fireballs cheaper. Okay, we can go through here now. Oh, whoa. whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that turtle bomb, I swear. Give me your money. Give me all your money. Oh my god! That guy was gonna 3-shot me. Do you see what my health is? He hit me twice. Hopefully we have a heal. I didn't earlier. Yeah, but if I called them anything else, Dark Rank, nobody would understand what it means.
Where's the skull?
I'll just stand right
Skull
here.
needs to go down.
There you go. Do it. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. So, see, Winter Beast just sounds dumb, though. Can't use that.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're not messing with him again. Here's another needs electricity thing. Bunch of death pits. Gotta have death pit. Very important.
Love that.
Well, we made it to Armor Town. Sounded like Ammo Town. We believe the best defense is a strong offense. Or is it the other way around? Yeah, don't worry about it. Who took my grandson doll? Sure didn't wander off by itself. Not cool, man. Yo! You like fair deals? You got any nuggets? I'm down for a trade. 6 nuggets. Which I actually have. The tube worm siren. Tube worm. Oh, I actually wrote that down. Nice doing business with you. So what did that give us? The tortoise's bash attack causes higher damage. Sure. Why not, right? Nice to meet you, fellow collector. Me? I'm a monster card dealer. You know all those messy leftover cards just filling up your pockets? I'll purchase those things for cold, hard cash. But don't worry, you keep all the useful cards for yourself. I'm going to praise your collection for free. Based on the current quantity?
Quantity?
Nope, there's no T there. Quantity and rarity of your extraneous cards. I can give you 180 gems. Done. Well, not quite like a pruned and potent card collection. Visit me again if you want to get rid of your superfluous monster cards. And blue shells. See, this is actually what I am. See, it's even a blue shell. We have yet to find a game that I would be willing to give a negative for spelling errors, but I can think of a few hypothetically that would, because they just pull you out so hard, it's like, why am I... Lack of polish, right? Over the years, I've crafted many fan blades. People travel from miles around to view the huge fans of construction over the island. So many people, I had to create my own personal Admiration Horde. Admiration Horde members get a certificate of authenticity. Okay. Oh yeah. So, how do you think we increase our health in this game? So that's true, but we've been finding heart squids as we go throughout the game. So, we stack them up. And now we have more health. Which we need, because things in this game hit way too hard. No, it just costs squids. It just costs lives. We just have to murder things. Oh. That should be all we have right now. Yep, okay, cool. Yeah, we just pulp them into health, which is so many levels of screwed up, I don't even know where to start, so I'm just gonna move on. I get that that's the joke, but holy crap. Body armor is critical in battle. Then why are you wearing a bikini? It should Cover a warrior from head to toe. Then why are you wearing a bikini? Just not the arms, or legs, or midsection. Ideally not the face, or knees or elbows. Yes, she is. Armor Town is famous for its armor. Are you sure? Are you sure that's what you're famous for?
I don't see very many people wearing armor.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, kiddo. Whatever. Let's see what they sell. Give me your money. Give me your souls. Give me your lives. Okay, what do they sell here? HP Saver. Oh my god, it's our first armor. It's 500. Jesus. Oh, we've got something to save for. I like how it's called HP Saver. In fact, it looks like a spray. It is spray. Spray on armor that lowers the amount of damage taken. And they spray your armor on. We finally found armor, and it's literally spray on armor. My god. I can't even. There's a thief in our midst. I can't find my drool-stained doll. I had it earlier. Who besides me won't even want such a gross old thing? You want a real answer to that question?
Scanning.
Ah!
Greetings, friend. Armor Baron's the name. You look familiar.
Ha-ha!
Defense is my game.
Armor Baron?
You're not by any chance related to Ammo Baron, are you? Can you believe it? Ammo Baron has a brother. He's a stud muffin.
Sky! So!
Finally got off your rump. You said nothing could make you leave the pool.
Oh, no.
Don't try to make me the bad guy. You're the one who couldn't obey the rules. We're supposed to stay in our room. Which was fine by you. Why are we yelling about her? All you care about is your dumb tan. She lives in a tropical island. I don't think she's worried about getting a tan.
You! Your uncle is worried sick!
You said you fell into the city and something about sirens and risky boots. Why didn't you tell me all this before? I tried. You kept ignoring me. When you're in real danger, I would have helped. Think, I could have met this rugged stallion 2 chapters ago. You realize he's twice your height, right? Literally twice your height. Look at her, and then look at him. Is he really Ammo Baron's brother? I know, right? He's got the good looks in the family, huh? Okay, now I really don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he's being like, evil grin while evilly. Look at his expression. Look, does this look like a good guy?
No.
What is this, Fire Emblem?
Cut.
There is no need. I'm going to use this voice from. There's no need for concern, I assure you. I'm not a belligerent, bellowing buffoon like my dear, sweet brother. Alas, my misguided siblings' actions weigh most heavily on my heart.
Huh?
You mean you're a good guy? Listen, friend. May I call you friend? I understand your concern, but please, withhold the harsh judgment my namesake has surely earned. Give me a chance to demonstrate my pure intentions. After all, it is the mature thing to do. Apparently she likes my accent. Did someone say swoon? Your lovely friend, Sky, has made me a proposition. She proposed that I dedicate my craft, my knowledge of defense, to create the ultimate half-genie armor.
Ha-ha!
To protect you from harm.
Wow!
It will be the greatest armor my town has ever forged, and it will curse you infinitely with infinite pain and suffering for our evil. You know how evil this guy is? He doesn't wash his hands after he goes to the bathroom. I know. And the forging of armor we have done for many years.
Hmm.
The creation of durable, sleek, snug, sturdy body armor. Body armor has been a shared goal of the life of every citizen in Armor Town. We have forged in the forge of life. And so we forge forward every single day. That's a lot of forging. But we cannot accomplish this task on our own. Yeah, I was gonna say, get to the side quest. I can smell a side quest here. What do you need? 3
Side
or
quest
chunk.
block. Smelling.
It's significant, isn't it? So 3 chunks formed by the relentless heat of the white sand dunes. 3 ore chunks.
Huh?
Consider it a gesture of goodwill. My way of apologizing on behalf of my dear misguided brother.
Wow, that's awesome!
Thank you, Armor Baron. Oh, one more thing. Please take this. You got a code book.
What's close?
I have no idea. A gift for the mayor of Arena.
Mm-hmm.
The book is quite old. I believe it contains security codes to the sunken city's defenses. With luck, he'll be able to seal those nasty sirens away for good. If you don't mind delivering them, that is. You can... Oh, why is my accent drifting? You can find the mayor back in Arena Town.
Leave it to me!
I think I'm channeling, For a second, I think it was a damn name now. Oh my god, that's gonna bother me. Red alert 3 villains. See you around, Blade 12. Tim Curry. I'm channeling Tim Curry in Red Alert 3 here. Without really meaning to. Have a good trip, Blade 12. Hello, Egg. Our leader, the Armor Baron, is up above. Yeah, I've got that. I seem to have misplaced my rugged, manly flesh. If you see it, please return it.
What? Like, what? I don't.
I mean, I have a lot of plushes.
Yeah. But everyone's in this town.
I think the question is more like, who would steal all of them?
Yeah.
New fusion! Falcon Tortoise!
You!
What?
J'accuse!
You can find the person in this town who keeps stealing all the
It was her.
It's the one lady from the corner.
Hey.
Hey,
Oh!
it's Apple. I talked to Plink and Vera. They said after you saved them, both of them gave their abilities to you. Yeah. Because their magic, I was able to find you. All fine and good, but now they're after me to do the same. They want me to give you my magic, too. Was that your plan all along, to get our magic? No, it's not. Relax, I trust them. And I want to trust you. But this all seems way too fishy. Yes, it does. And we're too stupid to figure it out. Ooh, fish and chips. Fish and chips?
I'll take the chips though.
Okay. Got me one of the fusion stone things. That'll decide if you're trustworthy, as they say. Okay. It's a quest item. Like, they say a hot bath every day soothes the soul, but that's wrong. It's only good for your body. 'Cause that's the part the water touches. Thanks, lady. Thanks for clearing that up. See, I can't do fish, so I'll give her the fish and I'll have the chips. No, the chips! All I have left is fish. I'll just give it to the dog. She would probably like that. Okay, so we need to find 3... Yeah, look at that. 3 armor chunks, and we need to also go down into the middle of freaking nowhere. Not sure. Let's try something here. Let's go over here. A bit of a dumb Strihexia? I haven't seen a protagonist this stupid since Kingdom Hearts. Just checking something really quick. Yeah. The only thing is the boomerang, which I can wait on. I want my armor first. My spray-on armor. Okay, so... That's true. Roxas is not dumb. It's actually literally a defining character trait of Roxas in that he is not that stupid. In fact, Ventus isn't even that stupid. Terra is. Terra's a moron. So imagine I'm some really evil person, right, you know? And I'm like, you should go and look at these puppies. And you're like, but what? And then I'm like, because those puppies secretly know exactly where your parents are. What you're looking for is your parents. So if you kill those puppies who definitely killed your parents, then you'll know where your parents are. Yes, yeah.
Puppies from my parents.
Nope, you're questioning too much. You gotta immediately do what the evil guy says.
Okay. Murder.
It's just... God, Terra is so stupid. It's a guy who is very stupid. I'm exaggerating slightly. Like, let's actually clarify. I am only barely exaggerating there. He is very dumb. No, because Sora exists in that setting too. And you know who Sora is. Oh, okay. Secretly, she knows who Sora is. She knows who Sora is.
So it's Sora.
She knows who Sora is.
So it's Sora.
Fine. This is Sora. Like I said, I know you know who Sora is.
I didn't recognize the name. I recognize the look of the character.
Exactly. Honestly, I agree. Sora finally becomes a character I actually like in Kingdom Hearts 3. It took all the way until the last game in the series for me to finally start liking the principal character. But, in the interest of fairness and honesty, he did make it. He did finally get there. Okay, so I need to go underwater here, which means I need a water thing. So I need an electricity thing, a water thing, and a fusion thing. For the first time in the game, I'm not actually sure where to go. Yeah, he was stupid in Kingdom Hearts 1, but in like a naive way. He doesn't bother me in Kingdom Hearts. And in Chain of Memories, his mind is actively being messed with, so I'm willing to give that one a pass, too. But then in Kingdom Hearts 2, he starts to piss me off, and he never really recovers from that until 3. I guess it's not never. In fact, there's actually only one other game with Sora in it after that. Never mind. But point being, in Kingdom Hearts 2 and in Dreamcraft Distance, Sora's a jerk and or a moron. Then in Recoded, we got Data Sora, who's actually smarter than Sora. That's not a joke. Like, I honestly thought it was a legitimately amusing plot point that Data Sora was like, yeah, I'm going to be able to piece things together and figure stuff out for myself. And I'm like, how? Considering who you came from. Who reprogrammed you? It's just like in all those fanfics, right? You can't just have the original, legitimate, authentic experience. Oh, it's got to be something even better. I want authentic Sora, damn it. Because... quantum.
Water just... You physically cannot drown because it's so floaty.
I mean, yeah.
Water is very, very light. And so you're just stuck on top of it like that. And you can jump on top of it.
That's a good point. How do we jump out of water? That's a question. Like, really picture that for a second. Picture leaping out of water. And picture what that would take. The kind of musculature that would take. Okay, so that's 3 things now that we need water to go through. So we really do need to find the swimming thing and or the electric thing.
How are you?
Yeah, exactly, Lord Aramon.
Why not just...
I mean, I could Google it, but generally speaking, if I have to Google something, that's bad. it means the game. So these are reviews, right? So the whole point is to judge how the game is. And if you get lost in a game to the point where you cannot figure out where to go next, and the game gives you no real hints, wouldn't that be a bad thing?
Yeah.
So that's why I try not to look it up unless we hit that point. If we hit that point, then ding it for the negative, and then we move on. I could just roam, but roaming sounds like a terrible idea, especially since there's so few warp points down there. I could try that. Let's try that. Listen, dolphins are terrible, terrible people. Listen, Ori 2 is the greatest game ever made in the history of the ever. What do you want from me? I remember the map was a bit more readable than in 1, mostly because of specific design changes rather than anything sweeping. But it did work, and I was with it, so think about what you will.
The spider that shoots fireballs.
Now it's fusion!
They're not
Listen, it's just video game things. You know how this works. You see a spider, it shoots fireballs. I need to cut up that ball so it stops doing that, speaking of
Maybe
which.
delete the box.
Aw, still don't have enough. Yeah, I need one more. It got me a Pokeball. So, generally speaking, I prefer the style of map that we're looking at right now over a more stylized map like in Ori 2. Or Ori 1 for that matter. But that's because, in my experience, most maps like this are more useful from a gameplay perspective. I'm gonna show you after you shoot. How does this feel to walk around it, anyways? See, I can't do it. I've tried high heels. Doesn't work for me. Yeah, I was curious. Doesn't work. I mean, I do walk on the balls of my feet primarily as is, but having to do that all the time, not being able to go, oh. That's a good question. I think that's supposed to be a curtain.
Well, it's not a very good one. It is.
No, it isn't. And here, I think I know what's going on. I should just turn off this in general. You just get to live with terrible audio until we get to move into my actual studio. I've been thinking about doing a temporary move into not my actual studio, just so I can, give you guys a little bit better of an audio experience. Because, like, there's nothing I can do with this room, right? It's gonna sound terrible. It's the end. Yeah, mwahaha, exactly. Looks like this one. It does sound terrible. I agree. I've heard my own voice. It's the worst sound in the world. Okay, so this is here. Let me guess. Water. Yep. That's now like 4 places we need to go with the ability to swim. Okay. And I know that's a swim thing too. Okay, that's unusual. So some of you may remember, I already lowered the in-game volume, which is why I was confused by X's statement. Oh. I think I see what happened. Apply. It's a really, really minor thing, but it kind of irritates me when you have to actually hit apply for it to save your settings, instead of just changing your settings and having it immediately go into effect. I get why some programs do it, it just still irritates me. Let's try above here. At least in most games, if you go to change the settings and then don't hit apply and then escape, it'll say, hold up! You haven't actually applied the settings yet, are you sure? That's a good question, Darkrai. Do not know. Okay, so we want to go down and right. And we want to get hit by a spider shooting a fireball. My favorite thing. don't know about you, but I can't even wake up in the morning without a hot cup, steaming cup of fireball hitting spider death.
What?
Look, shut up. English is hard, shut up.
Water! We're back into the water tunnel.
Never.
Why not?
Oh, we can dig now.
Dig, dig, dig. You're digging.
Damn right. And now I'm taking gold.
It's a chicken nugget.
It's a chicken. Oh my god, that would be so much better than if these were just gold nuggets. What'd you find? A chicken nugget. That's what leftovers are for, Act.
No. You sell that all the people want chicken nuggets because McDonald's doesn't exist in this universe.
Well, yeah, obviously, because they sell the One Ring. Every McDonald's in every setting sells the One Ring. Doesn't matter if it's Lord of the Rings or not. It's just they have the One Ring somehow. What are you doing? Oh, that's what you're doing. Well, I can't go right here, and I can't go up there. Shoo. How do you not have a fridge at work?
What?
Okay, hang on. I gotta see if they have spicy nuggets here. Hang on, Yura. Hang on.
Spicy nuggets are delicious. No.
I mean, I like spicy nuggets,
I've
but...
never had a spicy nugget.
Well, they have them at Wendy's, and they're usually pretty good there. Alright, let's see here. Oh, they're on the breakfast menu. No. Give me the lunch menu. We don't sell this yet. I don't care. Give me the lunch menu.
I want Chick-fil-A for lunch.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to ask very nicely.
Can I please have Chick-fil-A for lunch?
Okay, fine, sure.
Yay.
But we'll work on that later.
It's
You don't
not
even have
lunchtime
breakfast yet.
yet.
I was just saying, you got a minute. They do not have spicy nuggets here, I'm afraid.
Here?
Here, they don't have them spicy nuggerfies. The nuggerfies, that's...
When I have enough money, I will get this.
Wait, hang on. Okay. You are very cute, but also strange.
Why am I strange for wanting to get
Super strange.
Why am I strange for wanting to get wolf ears too?
Super
And
strange.
a cute dog.
No, we're done.
Why am I strange?
No! Hang
And
on, I'm
why
killing
is there
things
a
in the black screen.
scorpion lady
I don't know.
inside of the tunnel?
Like, you'd think she wouldn't be hanging out in the underwater glass tunnel.
I guess she has a secret power.
Well, don't forget, she also has the ability to shoot blasters from her shoulders, so she could easily break that glass. So she's got to be careful.
Wait, what happens if she does shoot and the glass breaks? Would both of you drown, or would you just go rocketing up to the top?
You know, I'm not
Because,
sure.
like, you can't swim.
That's a
and
good
the water
question.
here just sends you up.
That would be funny. Just boom, boom. Well, we're on the surface now. Whoops.
Another glass tunnel? Ooh.
It's okay, I can climb on walls.
Why are you climbing up on a wall?
I mean, the alternative would be to jump up the wall.
Boing, 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 boing.
No, we haven't had to Super Metroid a tube yet. We have, in Super Metroid, one of the only ways, well, excuse me, the only way to progress properly is to have a glass tube explode that's underwater. Oh, I don't want to fight that. I want to fight, Okay, let me guess.
I must sting you.
Water?
Is that Grandpa?
It is Grandpa. It's also water. This is yet another water sequence. This is getting ridiculous. Yet again.
I said Grandpa, but I meant Uncle.
Well, it's not Uncle Mimic, if that's what you mean.
Why was there sparkles on there?
Because there was a thing I could get, which I did.
Mount Fusion!
Okay, we might actually be lost.
Dun,
Um...
dun.
Okay, let's go down. Wee.
Wee-hoo.
Well, we're gonna run into a platform first, but then we'll go wee. There we go. Wee. Took too long. Very slow. Walk up the wall.
Underwater. Yay!
I mean, almost every one of these Shantae games has had at least one section where it's like, with regards to what you're supposed to do next. And this appears to be that section. So we're gonna talk to everyone in town.
Oh yes, you should not go between. Well, she wants you to go see the ghost ship.
Yeah, she wants me to go underwater, is what she wants me to do.
Why is that lady yelling?
I don't know.
Who's she yelling at?
So yeah, this person's like, sunken ship, and this woman's like, the mayor sucks, and this person's like, electricity helps you underwater, and this person's like, is she okay? And this person's like, do you have a boyfriend? And yeah, we're gonna talk to him. And this person's like, hey, the Melba toast, which we still can't get. And this is the person talking about electricity. Yeah, I've talked to all these people. There's nothing new.
And that is the sports arena?
Yes, that's where the show was, where everybody got kidnapped.
I want to see the show.
Well, we can't. The people aren't here to put on the show. Alright, so, yeah. Let's go ahead and Google where we're supposed to go next.
Negative.
Stand on this one spot upside down for 13 seconds exactly, and then jump 5 times. I'm joking, but that would be funny, wouldn't it? We're apparently pretty far through the game. Okay. How get to?
Wait, is that really what it says?
No. Hang on.
Because if it did say how get to, that would be really funny. How get to?
I mean, it's a valid question. I mean, that is a real thing. I want you to imagine you're playing a video game, kiddo, and you can't figure out where to go. And what you have to do is you have to walk up to one of the walls and kneel there for several seconds until a whirlwind picks you up and carries you to where you're supposed to go.
Or,
Yeah. It's honestly probably one of the worst examples of walkthrough-itis I've ever seen. It's... Castlevania 2 is not going to review very well. Yeah, we're supposed to do the sunken shipyard next. Which is here. It's past green. How do we even get here? Okay, I think I see where it wants us to go. Getting a little interpretive here because it doesn't actually tell me where to go. And of course there's no warp area down there, so we've just got to hoof it. Great. Okay, well, let's talk about Star Trek. So, I like Star Trek. Do you like Star Trek? She does not like Star Trek, which is why I'm disowning her as my niece immediately.
what?
So my riches and fame and power, I was going to give it all to her so she could rule the world in my stead, but now, I mean, can we even have an Empress of the World that doesn't like Star Trek?
Yes.
I don't think so. I don't think that's valid. Also, I thought you didn't want to kill me and take my power. You say that! Okay, fine. Let's talk about Star Wars. No, I'm joking.
I like that.
She does like Star Wars, although I'm not sure how many of the movies she's seen at this point. Here's the question, kiddo. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? From memory.
I don't know.
Love you, kiddo. Okay, so we need to go. Oh, this is gonna be a trip, no matter how I look at it. Ugh, all right, whatever. I would gladly take a croissant. Can you say it?
Croissant.
There we go. Perfect. Croissant. What is that even from? I know it's from a thing.
The mustache. Croissant.
You have a mustache croissant? No, a croissant mustache. Even better.
No, but it's the mustache stick that you paid.
Oh. Thanks, Act. Appreciate you. We still can't do anything with all the Tinker Bats all over the place. It's those little bats that are Tinkers.
Yeah.
The name is surprisingly indicative. Of course, I can't take the shortcut because I can't go underwater yet. It honestly looks like they're trying to repair the sunken city, which is funny when you think about it. Makes sense, though. Diggy Diggy. That's another game she liked. Diggy Diggy. She'll deny it if asked. She'll be like, no, I hate Diggy Diggy.
I like Diggy Diggy.
I mean, they are literally fire toads of death. Like I said, they're literally fire toads of death.
And they shoot.
They do. Do it, Mr. Red. Do it. Was it Jimmy Neutron? That sounds like Jimmy Neutron, so that makes sense. I mean, that is kind of where it feels the story is going, Crazy Norse. Hey, a warp room. Thanks. I do like her dryad hair there. Look at her hair. Don't like that hair as much. Still cool.
Giant eye.
The eye sees. Oh, it's dead. Imagine if you could beat Sauron like that. Oh, I see. And you just whip it with your hair a couple of times and it dies. And that's the end of Sauron.
Oh yeah, you saved the world.
Sweet.
Well, actually.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I said,
What
Darker,
about
that...
the orcs?
who cares about orcs? They're not even people.
I mean, you're right. They're not.
They ain't had nothing to eat but maggoty stinking bread for 3 stinking days. Remember that scene? Have you seen those films? Have you seen the Lord of the Rings film?
I'm pretty sure I either have like one or between 1 and
She's so cute.
3. I know.
And she keeps poking in and she keeps running away, and I'm very sad every time she runs away. I'm trying not to scare her this time. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. That's a song. Alright, we're in the sunken shipyard. What kind of music do you think is playing for the sunken shipyard?
Spooky music.
Yeah, that's what I would have imagined too.
I mean, it's like spooky, but also.
It's also
Yeah.
whatever.
This is like the kind of music you would play at like a Halloween party.
It is, yeah. Welcome to my party. There is punch and also spiked punch, depending on your preference. We also have candy, Cheetos,
Cheetos.
and Pringles. No, I would never inflict Pringles on people. You can have the Pringles. Everybody else gets carrots?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoop, whoop, enemy.
No pumpkins.
Pumpkins?
It's Halloween party.
I guess that's fair. So we'll have spiced pumpkin.
Honestly, I was expecting the spooky music.
I mean, again, I was too. More electricity stuff. So yeah, I've got to get the electric power soon. And underwater powers. Corpse Party blood cover? What? Is Divinity Original Sin mostly pirate themed? I don't think any of DOS 2 is pirate themed. Oh. God, everything hits too hard. I'm at 1 health. Or rather, 4 health. Just got 2 additional hearts. Like max hearts. Think about that for a second. Also, why is the shipyard at the base of the ocean? Like at the ocean floor.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly my point. Oh my god, enemies. Enemies! Oh my god, enemies. This is feeling very Zelda 2 at this point. You know what I mean, right? For those of you who haven't played Zelda 2 recently, so the way it works is Zelda 2 is actually a pretty decent, fun, interesting game until you get to a specific point in the game. And then the game just starts beating you in the face. Unabashedly and unremittently. I mean, you joke, kiddo, but that's pretty much exactly what the game pulled. It's like, yeah, no. Thanks for playing our game. Now go home. Well, that does sound pretty terrible, Darkrai. This is just... good lord. What in the world? Oh, it's a pillow. Okay, that did not make sense to me upon first viewing.
The pillow is very strangely shaped.
Yes, it is.
Realistic pillows, so weird.
Yeah, I don't care for those myself. Not a fan. What about the warp room? Probably either the last warp room or the second to last warp room. If I were to guess. Oh my god, I am 7... Hang on. I have 7 gems shy.
Milk dash. Super high ball.
I'm 5 gems shy. Oh, these respawn. There we go. We'll get that armor upgrade, shall we? Because holy crap, this is getting a little silly. Although it only reduces the damage we're taking by a quarter, so I don't think that's going to help super much. But I will take anything at this point. Hang on, let's go get our spray on armor. Yay.
Silk cream.
Yeah, it increases our attack speed because our hair is super silky.
Mount fusion.
Okay. Heal.
Dash.
Did you want to? I figured you were heading off to go hang out with a friend or something today. Aha! The truth comes out. You were hiding it the whole time. You're secretly going to hang out with a friend. Stop! You violated the law.
How is that violating the law?
It's super violating the law. Chat, back me up here. That sounds law violating, right? Yep, friendships are banned. Siren, be gone. Who said that? It was me. Gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Now, bonus question. Who are we talking to? The snake coming out of her... the eel coming out of her eye? Or the ghost?
The eel.
I fear you not. I have no life left to take. What was this? You are no siren? Yeah, I'm a half-genie. Half-genie? Down here? How? Where's your other half? Half-genies are daughters of genies. I came looking for my friends that I met for about 30 minutes. So therefore I can call them friends. They were captured by sirens and now I've got to find them. Can you help me? Maybe you speak the truth. Or perhaps you lie. A siren trick! One way to know for certain. Yeah, probably a boss battle. Do a good deed as only a genie would. Then I'll know you're worthy of trust. A good deed? Like what? Return my scary doll to me. A precious gift. A family keepsake it was. But it was lost when I crashed on this accursed island long ago. A guardian genie is always on duty. I'll return your doll to you. You certainly seem like an honest one. Take this. You got the power to do something. Probably electricity.
Wow.
Something of value I managed to hold on to. Return my scary doll and I'll help you find your friends. Alright, so now we're
The
good.
doll thief.
I mean, yeah, probably. Well, let's go turn into the ability to turn into electricity. Turn into the... whatever. Let's turn in to gain the ability to drop your phone. It's a very powerful ability.
At least there was a blanket safety net there.
Yeah. I don't know, person.
Mount fusion.
Probably 3 gems right next to you. Or 3 stones, or whatever it was. Was it over here? Yeah, there we go. Here's our sourcel, as they say. That's a fusion stone, alright. There's something about it, though. A stranger entrusted this to you, didn't they? Meanwhile, look, I'm sorry I doubted you. If Blink and Vera trust you, then so do I. You can borrow my magic, too. No, please keep having, like, suspicions about this situation. It is super sus. Alright, so, electricity powers. How is it going to manifest? Can we turn into a lightning bolt? Can we shock the entire screen? Can we shoot lightning out of our hands while screaming about unlimited power?
I feel like dancing.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Unlimited power. Ah.
Let's light it up.
Oh my god. Her... Here, kiddo, look at the screen for a second. I want you to see her electricity farm. You ready for it? Did you see it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That looks so cool.
We have turned into Eel Lady. We now have the power of electricity.
Darkness Lady.
Darkness powers engaged.
Ah!
Yes, we've given in to the Pokemon side. Ah, I'm being attacked again. Why do you keep attacking me? Why? Why? Isn't there a save point here? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's go start electrifying everything. Everything, because, yeah. Actually, where does the map say we should go?
The map says
Everywhere. Oh my
you should
gosh.
jump up and down.
Jump, jump, jump. Oh god,
Walk
no.
all around.
Walking all around people.
And then you should lick the floor.
Why am I looking at that?
And then you should start the
This'll
floor.
make it better.
And
Then you should get a golden
become
nugget.
bored.
I'm not bored.
You said no.
That's
Up
right.
zero.
I have violated the law. Wait, really? That's... really?
Super pipe ball.
Still don't know what to do with this thing, but whatever. We'll figure it out. Just gonna ignore him. Good, screw that noise.
I hear the fan going.
Look. I can only do it so quietly. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
You can just listen.
Snoop dash.
I can't hear it in the game.
Spark dance. What's this thing?
Totally busted. Oh no, how do we fix it?
What's this?
I mean, apparently. Yeah, let's leave it alone for right now. We're also out of mana.
Oh no.
Wait, you're watching Pokemon now? I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. There are worse shows you could watch. Like Spidey! Or that other show that you hate, I forget which one it is though.
Super cute.
Oh god, Super Kitty. Yeah. You like one gimmick being used over and over and over in every episode, exactly identical to the previous episodes, right? We've got the show for you. Apparently you can watch Pokemon on the Switch? I hadn't heard about that.
Well, you can watch YouTube on the Switch and you can watch Pokemon.
No, yeah, that's valid. That's valid. Okay. So... I'm trying to remember where all the electricity... I really wish these games would allow us to mark the map. You know? Metroid Dread and freaking Bloodstained let us mark the map. Why would other games do that? Alright, Oh wow, there's apparently a Switch app called Pokemon TV, which apparently has the first 2 seasons and some of the later seasons. Did not know.
Wait. Can I watch? On that, can you watch the Pokemon Sun and Moon Netflix show that was a limited edition?
I don't know if you heard her, but she said, can you watch the Pokemon Sun and Moon Netflix limited edition show on that?
Because I never got to finish watching that.
Because she never got to finish watching it. And she wanted to watch that one. And she's going to kill me and conquer the world to be able to watch it.
Well, no.
I like how casually she's like, well, no, I'm not going to kill you, but, you know. Zip up walls with reckless abandon as the newt. Sure. Oh, we also got the bat now. Boomerang, which we don't even have yet. I can barely even tell it's faster. Let's refill our magic, because, you know, this game has plot critical stuff using magic for no reason.
At all.
Nope. Oh, she's not willing to kill me yet. Okay, that makes more sense.
I'm not gonna kill you ever.
I don't know. I've seen how teenagers get. I'll be like, no, you can't go out to hang out with your friends, and you'll be like, oh, I'll kill you! And you'll shoot me with lightning. While screaming about power. Okay, so I feel like it wants me to go back down to the Sunken Doom. Doom. So, to the Sunken Doom.
Doom. Like sand. Doom.
I mean, all the sand except the upper layer's sunken, so that makes sense, right? It has Sun and Moon the series, Sun and Moon Ultra Adventures, and Sun and Moon Ultra Legends. Those are the three things it has.
Okay.
Thank you for checking, Darkrai.
Dum dum.
Alright, let's see if we can find some stuff to destroy. I mean, electrify.
Yay!
You know, the opposite of destruction. There's a lot of undead creatures down here. It's kind of weird. This song. Is it? There it is. Okay. That's still was this a water or an electric? See, the problem is we've got several water and electricity puzzles we haven't been able to solve, and I haven't really been mentally keeping track of which is which. Whoops, I just screwed that up completely. Pokemon Horizon? Have you heard of that, kiddo? Neither. What's in boots? If you say it's about a Pokemon master trying to catch them all, then you're fired. No, you're fired!
I never worked for you.
Well, that's true. I mean, I don't mean to sound dismissive, but a Pokemon show whose only feature is it does not include Ash does not immediately catch my attention. Happy to not include Ash. Poor woman needs to retire.
Always included.
No!
In all Pokemon.
No! Like, how old is the woman who voiced Ash at this point? Freaking dungeon. Oh, it hasn't come out yet. Okay, see, that's more understandable.
Oh, yes. It'll be about Pokemon
I mean, possible.
the other one.
Oh, never mind. Apparently it has already come out. Listen, Darkrai, I'm getting some mixed messages here. I don't want to throw on words like completely lying to me, but What's it about so far, I guess is a better way to phrase that. You know, that's a good question, Lord Aramon. I don't know. Where did the genies granting wishes thing come from? Because it's certainly not from Jin. Jin are just dicks. Or cool, depending on the case. Some Jin are cool. Oh my god. Oh my god. See, that's what I was just thinking, Darker, because I know that Jin are used to, like,
What's a gin?
D-J-I-N-N. I think it's where genies come from, sort of. But Jin is a... So Jin... I know that Jin have a propensity for making deals. So maybe that's where the Make-A-Wish thing kind of evolved out of. But I'm not actually sure. I've never looked into it. Okay, I'm completely missing the thing I'm supposed to electrify here. Unless it's this. I guess we just try it. That takes a ton of energy, though. I guess that was it. Why does everything cost so much mana? Fun fact, it only costs that much mana in this version of the game. So that's another reason this particular version of the game kind of sucks. What's that? Don't have enough mana to progress the game? Sucks to be you. I mean, even in D&D, Jin are a common thing, usually on the elemental plane of fire, as it happens. And they can be a little on the capricious side. What are you bumping? No, no. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, take it, stop. Digging. I really hope there's not a mini side quest thing where it's like, go find all of the Tinkerbats in the entire game, because we've run across like 40 of these damn things. And they've all been humming this weird song. Okay. Interesting, Lord Aramon. That's a lot more recent than I thought, if I'm being real. Well, yeah, like I said, Jinns don't do wish granting, last I checked. Both the fictional ones and the mythical ones. Okay, No, stop! At least she's not singing the Capybara song anymore. See, I said that knowing she'd be like, oh, shoot. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm dead! Jesus Christ!
Did that thing one-shot you?
Ah, these things hit too hard. I have the armor upgrade, and a lot of health, and things are just destroying me. This isn't fun! I'm honestly thinking, and I thought this earlier, because I'm pretty good about predicting the future when it comes to trends. I was honestly thinking that I should just have played this on beginner mode. I know it's like baby's first FPS or side-scroller because you literally cannot die. But I could tell very early on that that would probably be the only way I would really enjoy this game. You know, the Dragon Age 2 problem. Way too late to do it now.
Beginner. Why did they make it so that you can't take damage? Why didn't they do it so that you took like
I don't know,
one
kiddo.
bit of damage?
I don't know.
Like a quarter of your heart of damage. And like spawned you in the max amount of hearts.
And yeah,
That might be a bit much.
to really contrast this, as X says in chat, Ori and the Blind Forest 2 was a game where we turned the difficulty up. And I don't regret that choice. That was the right call. Which is unfortunately rare. It is really rare that I prefer playing in a game on a harder difficulty than easier. It does happen. Okay. Oh god, screw friendly fire in a Dragon Age game. It's honestly my biggest complaint about Dragon Age Origins hardest difficulty, which I otherwise enjoy, is the frickin' friendly fire. I get why they do it. I don't care. It should have been a separate toggle. Then again, I think difficulty options should be separate toggles in general. Yeah, exactly, Dark Red. Agreed, Loner. What is that from, kiddo? What's it from? It's gotta be from something. Okay, I believe you. Nice to meet you. So he's asking for the doll. No, that's exactly, I don't remember, Loner. I was about to say absolutely, and then I paused because I'm not 100% sure. Oh, could you please don't? I know you get songs stuck in your head. I have that problem too. Which is why I'm asking you to not put it in my head. Don't do it. Don't do it! Where's your fucking... Why do you have, like, 1/5 of the blanket on you? Hey, here's the other...
All I need.
Hang on, and here's the rest of it. Hang on, there's still more. Yeah. Take the blanket.
No, I really need this one.
I think you're right, Lord Hermon. Whatever. Okay, so... apparently we eventually get something called a Quake Dance.
What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
We have to get the Melba Toast. The way to progress is to get the Melba Toast.
It is?
I'm not joking.
Well,
That's
how
actually...
do you get the Melba Toast?
I don't know.
At least the game gave you a hint.
It did. Okay. So, hang on. We know where the Melba Toast is. Maybe he can let us pick it up now.
How to get the Melba Toast?
That's kind of... Yeah.
And Matt's like, well, if you want this Melba Toast off my shoe, well, then you can...
Do this other side quest. Yeah, that's
help
exactly what I'm
save
expecting.
the village.
That's exactly what I'm expecting. He's gonna be like, hey, maybe you should run around and kill 5 crabs. I don't know. Here, give me your loaf. Give me your post. I gave him the code book. Okay. The codes. Our neighbor in Arbortown spoke of this. There we go. Finally, some good news. The Sunken City is a complex structure and much of it's sealed off. My hope is that with better understanding of how the city was built, I can finally block off the advance of those creatures.
What?
You knew there were creatures lurking below the island? And you still built the town here? The truth, you see, the town was here from the beginning. I purchased it in hopes of creating the ultimate vacation destination. The cost was low. The owner was eager to sell. I even had the island renamed. After all, no one wanted to spend their vacation on Siren Island.
Siren Island?
Yes, yes, Siren Island. I'd heard the rumors, but I didn't believe them. Oh, well. I was such a fool. I need to tell you something, too. I know you wanted me to stay out of trouble, but I went down against your wishes, into the sunken city. You did? I was the one who freed Plink and Vera and Zapple. Gasp! How could you accomplish this alone? I'm the main character, you dumbass. This is my 5th game.
Oh.
Fusion stones, very clever. And the other 2 magical girls, they're still down there? They won't be for long. Young lady, I owe you an apology. I underestimated your abilities just because you were the youngest. Aren't we like in our 20s?
Hey.
Do whatever it takes to find those girls and stop the Sirens. I will do what I should have done long ago. Prepare the island for evacuation. Hey, how about the toast?
Huh?
What's this on the ground? Toast! We have found toast. Whoever dropped this must be awfully hungry. Dude, someone dropped their toast on the ground. That Merriman accidentally stepped on it. He doesn't even know. Okay, so. It's okay. I remember where to turn this in. Because I already talked to him.
You want your toast back? I have your toast.
I got your toast here. Get your toast here.
This toast
Fresh
is
off of the
toast.
mayor's boot. Good morning! Exclamation mark. What are your plans for this fine day? Period. That probably should be a question mark, not a period.
New fusion!
Give me your plans. Give me the rebel plans.
Num num num.
No! Huh? Hold up. Is that Melba toast? Can I have it? It's been okay. It's been on the ground and under someone's boot, and he says it's salty with a crunch. That was like a vacation for my mouth. Seriously, I could go home now. Here, you can have these disgusting corn cob nut snacks. Toss them in the garbage. Feed them to Sky's birds. I don't even care. Oh my god, it was nuts and bolts was what he thought the snacks were. Bolo, you're an idiot. I still say they taste like ranch, as in horse and cows. That's not...
What?
No, we're done. We're done. Oh, hang on.
This curtain is slightly better.
Slightly. But it's okay, we're gonna go to a place with an even better curtain. Check this out. Look at that curtain.
Yeah.
It's made of frickin' steel. No light's getting in there. Oh my god, you're right. It's the Iron Curtain. I don't even think they did that on purpose. Uh-oh. Ah! Shoot! I spiraled a little bit too far out of control there.
Good job.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Underwater swimming.
Use nuts and bolts, because we can fix an electric windmill, apparently.
Nuts and bolts.
There. Good as new. And all it needs is power!
How come she's not? She never got dirty for fixing that.
She could dance it off. Okay. Now let's go get our definitely not a trap armor upgrade. Alright, so those of you in chat and also my niece, how likely do you think it is that this is totally a trap? So she says a 600% chance.
I say it's 90% chance.
Okay, so sorry, she says a 90% chance. don't kill me.
You grow more violent.
Here, let's save before we do this, just in case. Even though I'm pretty sure this is main story quest at this point, or whatever. Alright. Let's see what happens. You've done it. Are these all chunks for me?
No.
Yes!
Splendid. 3 ore chunks, just as I asked. And such robust specimens. There's enough here to make 2 sets of armor. I'll craft one for you. And also the ultimate extreme powers unleashed unauthorized warbird trainer armor for Sky as well.
Armor for me?
Sky. Yes. Will it be light enough for me to fly on Birdback?
Mm-hmm.
So light.
I'm in.
Allow
Then
me.
step right up, ladies, and let my fashion forge word forgers take over.
Fashion? He has fashion forgers?
Sure. And then we're trapped.
Oh boy!
Oh my god. I
That is some fancy armor, man.
I guess that technically qualifies as armor. I need to take a screenshot of that and send that to a friend of mine because that's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, this is totally armor.
It's more armor than we were wearing before.
Yeah, but...
Ahem.
Hey!
and there's skies, which, yep, I don't even know what else to add to that. I really don't. This is a joke so old. It was a joke that was old back in the aughts. Fret not. You have my personal guarantee. This armor will keep you in mint condition.
Hey! I can't even move in this stuff!
Yeah, what gives? The armor's fused to one solid piece. Mint condition. Oh my god. What? Hang on, what does that say? Battle Armor Shantae and Battle Armor Sky is what it says.
Stop messing around, Armor Baron!
I'm sorry, ladies, but I have a top-tier collector arriving very shortly. And he's only interested in collectibles that are in mint condition. Your ladies will need to remain on the cart. For all time! Evil, evil, evil. This jerk is a vile monster, just like his brother. Yeah, but he's hot. Even worse, he's a toy reseller. Okay, that crosses the line. So long, ladies. See you in the collector's catalog. I have not checked.
Sky!
I'm glad you have enough authors to rotate around, so you always have at least some new books. Period. Oh my god, look at the background. So we've got... What do we got back there? We've got 2 definitely not Power Rangers, a wind-up puppy, a motorcycle, a mermaid statue, some kind of car, definitely not Kirby,
Yeah.
a puppy in a tank.
I would have
Up there. It's the puppy in the tank. You see it? For those of you in chat, it's just to the upper left of Shantae.
A little bunny and like a ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bunny and a
Some
ball
books.
thing. There's a star with wings for some reason. Something that looks like Conan the Barbarian just to the left of Sky there. And I think that's all I can really spot from here. Oh, here we go. So there's a bikini lady, of course. There's also an angel statue. And what is that?
A little doll.
I guess.
No, is this the person who's been stealing all the people's dolls?
I mean, yeah. It's a collector. And, of course, collectors...
Thieves.
I was just saying, collectors are apparently thieves.
They say they can't move, but like, they can move their arms.
Yeah, they apparently can move quite well.
We've been moved!
That looks like you can move in it.
Shush!
Someone's coming. All right, this is it. Who do you think the evil collector is? My bet is either on Squid Baron or on Techno Baron, the medium, the evil corporate guy. What do you think?
Your uncle.
That would be really funny. It's Squidburn. Oh boy. I sure scored big this time. These figs have never even been on the peg. No yellowing on the blister pack, and look! Blonde one's face looks screwy like a factory defect. It's gotta be worth millions on the collector's market.
What?
Not that I'd sell it. Then again, I do need to fund my video game somehow.
Squid Baron.
Whoa! It talked! Wait, these gals are battery operated, which can only mean corrosion cometh! I must open the packaging just to be sure. But no! I mustn't! The jig is up, Squid Baron. Yeah, just get us out of here. Crumbs! It won't stop talking. I know. I'll contact the manufacturer. We'll just make it their problem. Let's see. There should be a manufacturer stamp on the old caboose. Back off, creep. Yeah, we're not going to be part of your man doll collection. Dolls? How dare you! These are not dolls, they're action figures. Pop culture collectibles, articulated works of art suitable for display. Do me a favor, anybody in chat who is not at work, go Google image search Tifa doll, oh god, what's it called? Tifa statue. T-I-F-A. I'm not gonna do it because my niece is sitting right here. You can call it whatever you want, just let us out. Look, you're obviously bootlegs, and therefore inferior models.
You're a bootleg.
You're a bootleg.
Great comeback, Sky. Vile peg warmer. You'll be sorry when I flip this collection for big bucks. Oh, please, you won't sell this stuff. It's an investment. I'm only doing it to fund my own game. I told you, it'll be an epic adventure starring me. It'll be a lot like your adventure, just way cooler. I am astonished they've ever come up with a Squidburn mode. We've played as Ninja mode, Pajama mode, we've played as Pirate mode, we've played as the Friends mode, but we've never played as Squid mode. Aquatic locations, aquatic transformations, aquatic bosses! Then, as you reach the end, there's a huge squid boss! A boss to end all bosses. Is that all? Of course that's not all. There'll also be a radical hot babe just chilling out in his liquid brain like, hey baby. Players will be so distracted they'll forget how to fight. Who came up with that? Me! I did! I am the awesome boss. No one cares about the hero because the boss is so just mind-blowingly awesome. You okay? I'm fine. Just gotta go lie down. Don't go nowhere. Pretty good, comma. Just wrapping up now. Period.
Now's our chance. Huh? What's that sound?
Who are... It's the mermaid girl that we've been seeing the whole game. The lobster mermaid.
You.
Who isn't a mermaid because she has legs.
You.
Oh my god, she's so cute! Oh my god!
Yeah, she is. She's adorable.
You're the one from before. No, come back! Who is she? She's one of the Sirens. I hope she's not a boss, because I don't want to kill her. This isn't the first time I've seen her. This is like the 5th time we've seen her. Whoever she is, she seems to be on our side. Come on. How did you get out of the armor? You find the missing girls. I'm going to beat Armor Baron with his own armor. Catch you topside. Okay. Okay, that's just being mean. I approve. Where are we?
Why did she go in there to kick out those bits?
Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of backstory. You see the bits that they hang from on the things, right? Well, in the overwhelming, ridiculous majority of those are knocked out so that it can hang on the metal hooks, right?
Yeah.
But extremely rarely you'll get one directly from the factory where that thing is still there. And because of how uncommon that is, collectors, especially collectors who are doing it for the money and for no other reason, think it's more valuable because of its rarity. So, just knocking that peg out of there actually reduces the value of that backboard by a significant amount. And so it's just an act of spite, right? It's like, oh, by the way, poke! Make sense? I do think the armor... Wow. I was about to say I think the armor's trying too hard, but what I meant is I think the jokes are trying a little bit too hard at this point.
Intruder alert.
Woman in the man cave. Security. Stop them before they break my stuff. How do you have the money to do this and not to fund... In fact, how are you able to buy any of this stuff if you're trying to fund a game? Die, eyeball. You don't belong in this world. You belong in the last game, or 2 games ago, excuse me. You got the drool-stained doll.
Dude, steal this. There's another Kirby, and is that two lined up plush toys, a rocket ship toy, dog tank, a transformer, a sword, a ball machine.
Wait, where's the sword? Oh, I see it. It's right behind me.
Oh, and another winged star.
I like the dragon.
Why does that guy have a fish head?
I don't know. Why does he throw fish heads?
I don't know.
These are all valid questions, which will never be answered.
Their answer will be, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Oh. Where are we?
You got the thing.
Why are we here? I was about to say I recognize this area. And it does.
The Sirens.
Stop being underwater. Yeah, we gotta find that lobster lady. Lobsteria? Lobstra? Help me out. What's her name?
Pie.
Pie is her name. So my niece is
Like cute
just
pie.
the best at coming up with names. That's why she named a shark a cat. And that sounds like making fun, but apparently everyone in the world agrees with her. So no, she's apparently really good at making names.
Everyone in the world agrees with me.
Shrimp maiden.
Yeah.
Save after doing all that.
Her name shall be La Shantae.
Her name will be Croissant.
No.
Okay, so the drool girdle was this one, I think. Doll, can I have it? Here you go. Great, let's take a look at it. Yep, that's my drool-stained doll, alright. It's even still wet. Gross. I'm kind of a heavy sleeper. Here, I found this muscle toy earlier. So there's the He-Man doll. I mean, Branson doll. That was over here, I think. Yeah, Branson is back, baby. Here. Somehow I ended up with this doofy thing. The manly doll. I don't remember where that one goes.
The old man guy. Down.
Down? This guy?
Maybe, I think. No.
Well, hang on. Let's go talk to Ammo Baron first. Or Armor Baron.
You're back?
Armor Baron!
Better believe it, dirtbag. Can't believe you try to pass off real people as kids' toys. Especially ones that look like this. How did you just... How did you do that? How... No, not toys. Collectible figures. Whatever. It's rude. Yeah, it's rude to sell people for money. Not the word I'd use, but it's true. And kind of scandalous. Again, look at this getup. Yeah, okay, please stop showing me it. It's about the same amount of armor you usually wear, just shifted around a bit. You got more on your shoulders, less on your legs, and it's outside your legs instead of there. And your helmet looks pretty much the same. It's really similar. I'm going to report you to the authorities. But I am the authorities. Then I'll make you pay for damages. Hand over everything you made by being a horrible person. I take cash. I'm deeply sorry. I'm just a sad, pathetic man, baby. Tell your friend Sky I've seen the error of my ways, and I'm sorry for changing her appearance. From this to this.
No.
I'll never do it again. Please stop showing that game. See that you don't. Now pay up. 100 gems. That's it? That's it? You're giving me 100 friggity gems?
Rupees?
That literally wouldn't even buy me one upgrade at this point.
Yeah.
Trying to get some of these things. Okay, down. I need to heal too.
Not that great.
Hang on, I gotta heal. There we go.
Magic water. Magic water.
Nope, that's her.
That guy, down there, right, him.
Aha! The manly doll. Yep, this is my rugged manly plush. First butterfly kisses. There. What's that, Mr. Buttons? Are you okay now? He's fine. And here's something for you. The scary doll. Yeah, it's probably the ladies. The ghosts.
Yeah, I think I remember this right now. I would like to say it.
Okay. Like, if that was like 1,000 gems, that'd be nice. Could buy some more upgrades.
Mount Fusion!
Well, if he only gave you 100 gems, I guess that means he hasn't done very much bad stuff.
Or he was lying to us and he made like a bajillion gems and he just gave us 100. Like, oh yeah, this is totally all the money I made.
Yeah.
So, here's your doll. I see the half-genie daughter follows in the footsteps of her genie mother. When the genies went away, I harbored much fear for this world. That was, like, not long ago. That was like 20 years ago. How long ago did you die? Perhaps one day the half-genies can turn these evil tides. We've saved the world twice! The boiler room is the lair of a truly vile siren who lurks in the dark. She sunk my ship, fed on my crew, and all I could do was watch, helpless and without form. You must summon your courage, for the siren's lair is haunted. Cool! Are we finally going to get an actual scary area? The game has teased like 3 or 4 times and never actually given us. Okay, let's see what the music is. Loading. Yep, definitely scary music.
Right here?
It's not scary music. I'm going to give that away right now. Yep. Scary haunted boiler.
Maybe we're just not in the right area.
I think we're just not going to get a spooky, scary area.
No.
That's just what it is.
I like this music.
It's a good song. That's not the issue. Oh, we purified the water. Check it out.
Yeah.
I was wondering what changed. Okay, so we've got skull, skull, eyeball, C. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that. Save. Yeah, we need to go back to Saliva Falls and purify that. Oh, geez. Okay, those have some health. Why did she die like that? Okay. Yeah, we're probably...
She screams when she dies, too.
She does. So we're probably going to get the underwater thing, because there's a lot of underwater here. I guess we're going up. You can tell we're getting towards the end of the game because there's a lot of instant death spikes everywhere. Yep, that's what I wanted to happen. Hey, Nugget Cruncher.
What are you doing?
Waiting. God dang it.
Ready to go!
I look away for 1 second. Miss a jump.
Stop looking away from the screen.
Never. I must keep looking away. It is my destiny. Because, you know, I actually read my chat. Okay, so. Did we get... There it is. The refreshed heart restores more health. Yeah, sure. That's actually useful. Heart. Another heart squid which we can turn into jam. What does squid jam taste like? Is that a real thing? Can someone Google that? Is there such a thing as squid jam? Jeez, this guy's got help.
There's another one. And it probably hits for a lot, right?
Yeah, I should heal. I think it would one-shot me at this point. It's pathetic, but whatever. Jellyfish jelly? You know, ironically, I'm not sure if that's a thing. That's true, there are crab sticks, which have no crab in them.
Why do they put crab sticks in?
You know, truthfully, I don't know. Does anybody know why they started calling it fake crab meat? Jeez.
It's another bat.
Okay. This is getting dangerous. Not the Darkwing Duck kind of way.
You have to dance now.
Yes, I do. Quick. What? Did you see what it did to the undead guy?
What did it do?
By which I mean the undead lady, apparently. I'll do it again the next time I see one. Another room, which I'm definitely memorizing. Okay. C, skull. You got the key.
Nothing.
Aw. Well, it's obviously a lie. My mother just called me the best streamer.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, a little low on health. We're out of mana.
This is dick maze.
All those skulls. We don't like skulls. We don't like your kind around here. Whoa, those hurt.
I gave you some water.
What are you barking at? What? Probably something dumb, too, like a squirrel that you can't possibly reach. Or worse, it's another dog. I think the first game I played personally that I discovered the heal the undead trick was Final Fantasy IV, because it's a really big strategy when you get to mount ordeals. Yeah, there's a T-1000 in my background. It's fine, it's fine.
Heart squid.
Heart squid. Heart squid. You got a heart squid to kill later.
But you can make jam out of.
Delicious squid jam, which apparently there isn't such a thing as. You know, I keep killing these skulls. I should probably stop doing that.
What does it do?
Well, I was just thinking, if we could turn the enemies back to life, maybe we could turn the skulls back to life, too. I'm not sure that's a good thing, because, like, is it still just going to be their head? And if so, wouldn't that be horrific?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're ahead.
And then they die again.
Yeah, and they die instantly, because they're just ahead. Not risky.
It's risky boots.
Risky. So.
So, you said you came here to steal the city. What does that mean? My plans are pushed up. I'm warning you. Stay out of this. No way. Then you leave me little choice. But to fight you for the 4th time, I think, at this point? Good morning, Brago.
Let's go. Attack!
I'm down here so I can shoot you. She has been getting harder each time, so that's nice. Always nice when a nemesis actually puts in the effort, you know? It makes you feel loved.
It's like your Pokemon rival, like a Hop. If you each time you fight Hop, his fights are like easy.
Yeah, Hop never gets any better. He's sort of pathetic.
Risky.
Risky, stop doing this. And she's off. Without even saying anything. Oh, whatever. Let's gain underwater powers.
Harmony.
Harmony. What? Why is that in your mouth? Shantae? Thank goodness you're okay. I'll get you out of there. Did you find them too? Plink, Vera, and Zapple are home safe. I still need to find Philin. Philin? Yeah, the zombie half genie. She had told him her name was Ima. I'm a good girl. Her other name is Philin de Blanc. How do I... Okay, moving on.
Do all of the genies have names like that?
No.
Good.
She's also not a genie. She's no half genie, I can tell from the start.
Genie.
But she was clearly in need of a friend. Why? We are her friend, who didn't recognize her. Negative to story. Oh no, lying, attention starved, troublemaking, cosplaying, zombie? That girl is...
Roddy Top.
Okay, if she didn't get it here, I was going to give a second negative. You know her? Forgive me, I should have said something. Now because of me, she's mixed up in this madness. Roddy Tops is my friend. I have to get her back. You will, by using this. Sea frog! This is our aquatic power. I was expecting like a mermaid, or a dolphin, or a shark. We're a frog.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Frogs are freshwater creatures.
Time to go into the salt water. They can swim through... It even says salt water. Specifically.
What about freshwater?
Nope, you're
How
dead.
are we gonna swim in that?
Turbo dead. Oh god, it's just the drill minigame again. It's the exact same controls and mechanics of the drill thing. That's not good.
I am a frog.
Good morning,
Is that
Sean.
gonna be a negative?
I don't know if it's going to be a negative so much as it's not going to be a positive. Like, normally we give positives for kit, which is like all the cool stuff you can do, right? But it's not cool. It's the same friggin' thing. Look at this. It's the same gosh darn thing. Yeah, it's literally
Honestly,
a lazy
they should have
reskin.
made the sand.
Whoa, those are insta-kills. That's even worse than I thought.
They should have just made the water sand or the sand water.
I mean, agree. Whoops. Okay, hang on.
That was close.
That just... I'm honestly bonkered by how lazy that is. I'm a little bit blown away by it. Maybe lazy is the wrong word, but like, not good. Yeah, congratulations, you did a reskin with an insta-kill mechanic. What? They went away?
What went this way?
Platforms that I was trying to jump onto. And then back to drilling. Drill.
Frog looks so weird.
Drill. You like insta-death spikes, right? Right.
Yeah,
It's the best gameplay ever. Dying instantly in a game where, honestly, the enemies do so much damage, that's practically what it is anyways.
Pops, rookies.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that delicious squid jam.
Nom. No, this is not squid.
But I was so hungry.
It's metal.
So I just want to get across the point. So she's like got the blanket on, right? And there's so much additional blanket here that it's going all the way down to the ground while still having this much left. Do I need to get you a different, slightly smaller blanket that isn't 3 times the size of what you need?
No.
Give me my headphones back.
But I like the music. I guess it's partially because I'm sitting on top of it.
Okay, she's also on top of it. On top of everything else.
My arms are cold again. I'm gonna put them.
Good idea. Like, I was already leaning towards not giving a positive for drill form because there's no gameplay to it. It's just point in the direction you want to go and go there. It's like the worst kind of Metroidvania unlock, where all it does is allow you to access a new area. And Metroid games have that problem too. Not always, but some of them do. As opposed to something that changes how you move or changes the dynamic. Ori 2, right? I hate to keep going back to that well, but there it is. I could also go with Soten, to be completely honest. Soten also had movement tech that changed how the game works. And no, the Celeste, yes, Celeste was before the Oblivion line. We do not have a current review of Celeste. We've already heard this song, haven't we? Are they reusing songs? This is like the last dungeon. We just hit net negative on gameplay, by the way. Which is not good. That's a valid question, Nugget Cruncher, but I suppose... And I suppose that this is a bad direction to go with this, but even Mario Brothers 3 has a more interesting frog mechanic than this. And it has a bare-bones frog mechanic. But it's still something. It's also worth noting that it's not just the form itself, which is, you know, only part of the problem, really. It's also the fact that... why aren't you jumping? It's also the fact that the level design doesn't do anything with it. Think about some of the underwater levels in Mario 3. Okay, now recover from the trauma. It's okay, take a second. You could see how there's actual design to several of those stages and levels, which naturally follows through with the frog suit being advantageous. And the way the frog suit works in Mario 3 is... Let me try to describe this. Give me a second, Wait, hang on, let me fight. Hey, kiddo, you watching? Plonk. Give me a sec. I'll explain the frog mechanic in a second, for those of you who haven't played Mario 3 recently. We're dead! How far back are we? That's what I thought. This is before we got Frog Suit. Well, whatever. This would be an easy way to show off Frog Suit. Oh my god, it was before the frickin'... I don't even have a buff food in this game. That just occurred to me. We just sit here and attack. We've actually removed options. Risky took off. We're gonna save. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna skip the cutscene. At least we can skip cutscenes. Good God, could you imagine?
What?
Okay, so in this game, this is just, you're automatically going in a direction, and you point in the direction you want to go in. Just like the drill was. That's it. That's the mechanic. That's the gameplay. In Mario Brothers 3, you had, if you tapped movement, you would have like this weird lunging forward movement, right? And you could go in all four directions, which made it a lot easier to navigate through some of the underwater stages. But that's how it worked. So even in literally just the base movement, the frog was more designed in Mario Brothers 3 than it is in this game. But then you added the fact that the actual level design of the underwater levels was built around the idea of navigating them carefully, where doing this was trickier than doing this. And now you see why I say that even in a game that came out in, what, like 89, they had a better frog underwater mechanic than this nonsense. Okay. Yeah, as the saying goes, I don't want to be negative on this game, but it's getting worse the further into it we get. Which is pretty common when it comes to games. Like I said, we've officially hit net negative on gameplay, which is not good for any platformer. Now, what do you want to bet? Some people are going to just dismiss my opinion on this matter because of some stupid reason or another. Like, literally this morning, I got called both prudish and sexist. Like, in the same comment. Yeah, at this point, I'm really wondering what the GBA game is going to be like. Although we may never play it. God damn it. What's up? What did you find? What evil thing did you find, kiddo? Really? Tell me more. Oh, okay. Well, we can figure that out. Did you ever have breakfast? So here's how this is going to work out. You're going to go talk to Baba and or Mama, depending on who's up, and ask them if they're okay with also getting Chick-fil-A for lunch. And then Chick-fil-A for lunch might happen. Make sense? Yeah. It's because I'm not. I'm busy. I gotta go get this heart squid. This heart squid is not going to get itself. It does not jump into the jam by itself. So there is a new Shantae game which was announced like less than a month ago. It's just a few weeks ago. And it's coming out on the GBA and may eventually get a release on something else. As usual, there's always a weird release schedule for this friggin' franchise. It is the... So they're essentially making the game that was supposed to be the second game. If you remember, they were going to go Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and then DS, and then 3DS, and instead they went Game Boy Color and jumped ahead to the DS. They tried to pitch the Game Boy Advance game. Nobody bought it because the previous game, bombed. So now they're making the GBA game. Cool.
Yeah.
Yay, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe yay. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, kiddo. Ready? I don't know.
This'll make it better.
It looks like he's already
He's probably covering up because he's not learning very much. God, these hit hard. And I have an itch. Water. Play the drill minigame with instant death. How was that thing in here before we purified the water? Really? Game? Really?
We're respawning you all the way back to fight 4 whiskey boots.
Oh my god, no. I mean, if we died right now, that is exactly what would happen. No, I'm not dying. I don't want to do the Risky Boots fight again. And the entire sequence we just did. Again. I'm not a big fan of wasting my time. I know that sounds strange.
We're
Okay.
back here.
Yep, we have pretty much loot. That's okay. Because now we can destroy the entire universe. Yeah, this... I get that they were rushed, but what I don't get is why? Like, okay, so they were working on the stretch goals for Half Genie Hero, which was a mistake. We've talked about stretch goals before. So they were working on the stretch goals, and then they started work on this game. Were they just having trouble keeping the lights on? Is that why they were rushed? Because that is a valid reason. That is another reason that people push dates before. Because usually, when a game company has like a really, really rushed development, it's because some external company is saying, it needs to come out at this point because of stupid reasons. But very rarely, with the self-publishers, they have to reach that date because they're running out of cash. So... Oh my god, we're playing Pac-Man. Or this is just straight up Pac-Man. This is not straight up Pac-Man. But, in interest of deference, this is actual gameplay with this mode rather than just, you know, the nonsense we've been doing. So I'll give it credit where credit is due. Hey. It's something. It's literally better than nothing. That's what we've been having. I'll give you that game. I'll give you that. Oh my god.
Why is the volume up so high?
That's a good question. I thought that was like your mother barging through the door, given how loud that was. I thought that was someone right here.
I am right here.
I'm just gonna take a picture of that. Let's make this easy. God, those hit hard too. Wow, it just straight up kills the Grim Reapers. I figured it would heal them like it does the mummies. Be healed, sir. Get out of here. Be healed. Pretty much. Oh my god, why do you keep putting the map at the very end of the dungeon? Look at that. Do you see what's left on the map? The corridor we were already going up, and the corridor to the boss. That's it. Why is the map here? What is this? Is this a joke? Is this some kind of weird gag? Why would you put the map at the end of the dungeon? I'm confused by that. That's also not the first time they've done that, if you're paying attention.
I got this app where like it changes your icon.
Oh wow, that's really cute.
And like this is one of the apps, but I haven't heard everything. But I'm gonna keep looking for one that lets me.
The Kirby one is really cute though. I like that. No.
Look how cute it is, though.
No.
It might be annoying, but it is cute.
It is cute. It is cute. I cannot argue that. Okay, so we want skull, and then Spleeter, an eyeball, and then C. Probably not a C, but whatever, right? Hey, 2 Base Master. We got a key. I'm glad I backtracked. I'm guessing that's mandatory. Thank you, 2 Base Master. I do always appreciate. And give me a second, I'll jot that down. 4. Let's see. Fire Emblem. 3 houses. Triangle. Strategy. And Starfield. You got it. So how bad do you think the next boss is going to be? Because a recurring trend in this franchise is that the further into the series we get, the worse the boss designs get. With some notable exceptions, because the Pirate Master is still probably one of the best bosses in the entire franchise.
Mount Fusion!
current trend has not been leaning upwards. Okay, so let's see what happens when we hit these skulls with healing. Yep, they turn into screaming faces, and then they die again.
I want to see that.
Oh, hang on. Yep.
I mean, we all knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we thought was gonna happen. Whatever. Oh.
I better go ask if I can see if they want Chick-fil-A for lunch.
Okay. Hey, look, it's the water minigame, except more boring. Sorry. I know I'm being negative, but come on. What is this game trying at this point?
How many heads?
Okay, fine. Just for you, kiddo. Hang on, you ready for it? Imagine getting to here and being like, oh shoot, we don't have a key, and having to backtrack all the way over there. Listen, there's nothing wrong. I mean, you know me. I've never been shy about giving a game I like negatives, a game I dislike negatives, or any game in the history of the ever negatives. Also positives. Bus time. What?
For shopping at Walmart.
So this is our boss. Hang on.
They said yes.
Okay.
Well, not yes, but sure.
So there's the boss.
Is that a thing?
Look who's here. The rotten apple. Don't try to scare me, Siren. Don't need to try. You're already scared. Where are you keeping my friend? You better tell me, or else. Hargle, hargle, hargle. You'll be together soon enough. In the great beyond!
Wait, is its fingers? Those fingers look like creepy candles.
They do. For goodness sake, drink some water. Anglerfish Siren, the deep sea creep. Okay. Now we're playing Pac-Man. Not the choice I was expecting for a boss battle, but here we are. Sit here for a minute. Aw, I was hoping that would do something with the eyeballs too. Why does the anglerfish's attack summon eyeballs? I don't either. I'm not sure I want to know. At least I'm making some decent money off the boss. That's nice. Well, that was inoffensive. I suppose that's not exactly solid praise.
Clear.
Now we just have to save one last person. Risky Boots. Wait, sorry. Roddy Tops. Hello, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. I mean, I have no thoughts on it yet because I haven't played it yet. It's definitely been released. Boy, that sea frog magic sure came in handy.
I never knew I could transform.
Stop saying that exact line.
Huh?
You keep telling us that. What makes you so sure? Because I have this. A book? Yep. Books can make you explode. A scrapbook. It was a gift from my mother. From all our mothers, really. Before they left to their own realm, each genie wrote down something and gave it to me and not the rest of you because they're dicks. All the things they wanted to share with us. Since I was the oldest, they left the book in my care. Seriously! I hope that by visiting this island and taking part of the performance, I'd finally be able to share it with the other half genies like you. And you never thought to go visit the other half genies who are well known and obviously located in places that you can know. Oh my god.
So,
There's a message from me in there? A message from my genie mother? Yep, and we're not going to actually see it. Want to see? More than anything. But first, I have to rescue Roddy Tops. Or, hang on, you could spend 5 minutes sitting here reading this message and then go rescue Roddy Tops.
I understand.
Asking for help is kind of hard. Plink, Vera, and Zapple used fusion stones to merge their powers with me. Their magic helped me rescue you. Harmony, would you share your magic with me too? Asking for help must be the toughest challenge of all. No. Sure, I'd be happy to share my abilities, but for that we need a fusion stone, which means a side quest.
Follow me.
Yeah, seriously, Shadow Machine. Shantae, the spirit, claims to know you.
you're right.
She's the one who helped me find you. Old one, it seems I owe you my very life. Thank you. No need for thanks. In fact, I may be of more use still. You say you need one last fusion stone. Do you know where we can find one? I do. At the bottom of the sea. There you'll find someone who may be able to help. Travel to the ocean floor. That's not as helpful as it sounds. Like just
a lot of ocean.
yeah, just imagine someone's like, I've got the answer for you. Just go to the ocean floor. It'll be fine.
There's a lot of ocean floor, you know, old person.
Well, it's okay, because the map tells us where to go. The dead bottom of everything. Behold. But considering we have lots of the upgrades, it probably wants us to go, like, sweep at this point. I'm not even sure I care enough to sweep, to be honest with you. I don't know, I suppose it depends on what upgrades we get. Infinite magic would be pretty useful, for example. And we got that in the previous game for sweeping. Let's go... Let's go here first, because this one's right there. Are you getting hungry, kiddo? Okay. Do you know what you want? That sounds a lot like a no. That really sounds like a no to me. I will get you nothing. Absolutely nothing. Look at this. figure out which one.
Lots of chicken. I want lots of chicken nuggets with fries and ranch with Polynesian sauce.
Do you prefer the breaded or the grilled?
Breaded.
And you wanted ranch?
Yeah.
That's a new song. It's a new area, even. Oh my goodness, okay. And we're dead instantly. You know, one of the things that I praise so much about the really, really good platformers is how they do gradient difficulty. You know, so you don't die instantly anytime you touch anything in the wrong way. I don't bring that for any particular reason, it's just, it's on my mind for some reason right now, I don't know.
Chicken nugget.
Exactly. See, I'm trying to get the nuggets together for your lunch. Look, I'm hurrying. Jeez Louise. So impatient.
Die, chair.
No. Oh, that's your mother's chair. So who cares about that chair? Death to the chair.
Ching, ching, ching.
Just saving regularly. Did I write that down as a positive? I did. Wow. It makes me sad because I'm thinking, oh, surely there's something that pushes this game up in a net positive, and I keep thinking maybe there's something I missed in terms of the review. And then I look over and it's like, no, I already gave that positive. Oh. Okay. Okay, here, let me update the HUD, because, well, you know. So we're at, actually, here. And here. And here. And here. As you can see, this is getting really close to being a zero game. It's not there yet. It is still net positive, but just barely. Like... what is my life? Whatever, let's make more health. Now that'll matter. You know, I just had another thought. In the previous game, in fact, the previous two games, there were indicators of 100%ing. Right? Like, in the previous game, there was the stage select, and actually in both previous games there was the stage select, and it showed you what you needed in an area and what you hadn't gotten.
I want Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah, I've already ordered it. Oh wait, no I haven't. I'll never order it. But no, like, you get my point, right? Like, there was an indicator that was, hey, guess what? Like, this is what you're missing. Now, there's the cave indicator, which is nice, but... like, is that it? Is the cave... are the caves it? Is there any indicator of if I've swept a particular labyrinth? Do I have to enter a labyrinth to see if I've swept it or not? Now, I have been sweeping, so I know that, but, like, I don't see any indicator of completionist percentage here. In a game that does have a collect-a-thon thing. It's not a big thing, but it is there. I am honestly confused by this. Whatever. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound so negative. I'm just... I don't know what the hell they're thinking here. I'm ordering... you know.
When's the food gonna arrive?
Well, I haven't ordered it yet. So never.
But I'm hungry.
Okay. Very soon.
Is there like a food arriving thing where it's like tells you when the food's gonna arrive?
Yes, there will be. Give me a second, because I'm still ordering their food. I apologize, everyone. Let me finish this really quick here. You know what, hang on. There. Have some music. How can you be bored? How is this possible? You have many things to do. You have friends to hang out with, you have video games to play, you have Legos to build, which you still haven't done. You were like, I've never had time to build the Lego. It's the truth. You secretly don't want to build the Lego, admit it.
I will play
I'm sorry, kiddo. Did you ever finish Arceus? Because that's on your Switch. You can go play Arceus.
on.
You could also play Let's Go, which you also never finished. Depends, Logue. But in this case, no, because it's more like, did I add a plus for the fact that it exists at all, which I already did. It's mostly me checking myself. Well, everyone wants chicken nuggets today. Come on. Oh my god, I literally have one item left to order and it just froze up on me. There you go. There you go. Oh my god, really? Okay, well, while we're sitting here. Let's do that. That's another thing. Both the previous games had decent enough movement tech that traversal was fun. This game has a dash, which is not the terriblest thing in the universe, but like, that's it, you know? Like, what can you do? I can dash. Okay, but what can you do? I can dash. Okay. Still don't know what to do with this thing. It's Quake. This is probably Quake. What do you want to bet? Okay, so we've got that. That's for Sis. That's for me. That's for me. That's for the kids. That's for me. That's for you. That's for him.
Ah,
Just for you, I'm gonna get it speed ordered, okay?
Yahoo! Does that cost more?
Yes, it does.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You said you're hungry. I'll get you hungry. I'll get your food. Alright, so... well, if there's a whole movement tech thing, or access tech thing, that we don't even have yet, screw sweeping. Let's just go. Okay, so it says ETA about 20 minutes, kiddo.
New fusion!
Let's just do what?
Nice.
If only there was some way we could solve this thirst problem. If only!
Please.
If you can get in there. Maybe you can't.
Why do I want a frosty breakfast?
Well, you don't sell Frosties there. But I did get a peach milkshake if you want to share it. No peach milkshake for you. Death to
Can
peach
you open
milkshake.
it?
Sure, give me 1 second. Oh my god, oh my god. You're just trying to get me killed again. Why do you keep doing this to me, kiddo? Okay. It's pretty full to the top, so be careful.
Okay.
I mean, they usually are, but this one, like, already spilled a bit. Oh, I should go buy stuff, too. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. It's okay, I can just warp out of the area instantly, right? Those guys are still pissed at me for just destroying them in the previous games. Not that I blame them, really. Yeah, that's the best way to do yard work. Immediately after getting clean. See, I usually like to do it in the opposite direction. Although today is a good day for yard work. Such as it is. That looks like a quake. Quake, as in we need quake.
Why are you swimming in the tunnel?
I don't know.
How are you swimming in the tunnel?
Well, you see, I turned into a drill. Wait, are we finally at a scary area? We have scary music.
Oh, here.
You can call that music.
The frog's like,
I was like, help, help, help.
Frog fusion!
the music's like calming.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because we're at the bottom of the sea now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overeager to have a doomy area, because we've had some, and like they usually tend to be some of the better sections of games like these. Like, I'm sorry for all the horribleness of it. Moldwood was kind of awesome. Moldwood was pretty bad. Imagine a dungeon where the walls are made up of insects that are dying while they're being captured and trapped by mold. and it's dark everywhere except right around you. And if you fall into the darkness, these whispers show up and then kill you.
Electrocution!
That's true, I didn't give any gameplay positives in Moldwood, but story positives. Oh my god, that place got buried in story positives. And I stand by it. Okay. This is, I mean, pretty much by definition, if I give a game a 0 score, that's as mid as it gets. Like, that is mid. So, yeah, this is pretty mid so far. In my defense, I had no idea this was going to be like this. I didn't hear that it was bad until we'd already started the Shantae block. And a couple of people, including Sean, mentioned, you know, kind of in passing, that they weren't impressed with the game. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you know, we'll see when we get there, because I don't always share other people's opinions. But yeah, this is pretty mid. And then we go down into the depths. Now, what's funny is there's really only two things that can happen here. It's either going to get better or it's going to get worse. Which do you think it is?
Word. Better.
So she thinks it's going to be we're better. I think it's going to get worse. I don't like making that prediction, but I think the game's actually going to get worse. Yeah, logically speaking, that's most likely, I would say. Hey, Valerian. Quick, do you think it'll get better or worse? No other info. Go. Yeah, warp room. The final warp room, it looks like.
Warp room, warp room, warp room.
I suppose that's true, Takoya. I would say that's the least likely thing by far, but that is possible. I mean, we've already effectively finished the last dungeon. Or at least the last major dungeon. You know what I mean. Okay. Leave that one then. Before we explore some more, let's go buy some stuff. What are you doing with my box? No! We've got a fan right there for that. But, so, to really describe this, if it's going to keep the course, what's going to happen is it's going to keep doing things right and wrong. If it's going to get worse, then it's going to keep doing things wrong, and if it's going to get better, it's going to keep doing things better. That's pretty much the options. What am I doing? I'm going here. How could you be bored? I don't understand, kids. The idea of being bored, no offense, kiddo, but the idea of being bored is so alien to me, I can't even process it. I have so much stuff to do all the time, at all points in my life, and I'm barely keeping up as is. And the idea of just sitting there being like, I'm pretty sure I did that too, as a kid. But I can't imagine it anymore. Wow, that's expensive as hell. I suppose that's true, Dakota. I suppose this is just me being a mutant freak again, because As I've said before, it's pretty rare that I get bored in just life. I'll get bored with a game. They really like these Metroid tunnels, don't they? And what's really horrible is I feel like they were there to hide loading screens, and yet, as you can clearly see, the loading screen is still just there, even though we have the loading corridor. So, what was the point of that?
You put that thing?
We did. Soon we will have delicious jam.
Fusion!
The secret lore of Shantae. She's in love with Squid Baron. I don't know.
Root dash!
Okay. That's an unusual way to do that, but I'm not going to question it. I love it, Lord Irma. What do you want to bet there's an achievement for taking all the purple blocks? If you notice there's a bunch of them that are just there all over the place and don't seem to be doing anything, you know? What do you want to bet? Worse, like the very, very, very last heart squid is hidden behind one of those stupid things.
Just put them open.
I mean, I'm just guessing. I have no idea. This is a large room. Up, right, or up, left, up, right, or right.
What?
Up, left, up, right, or
Up.
right. Up, left, or up, right.
Up, right.
Okay, up, right. So as we all know, Shantae's one true love is actually Roddy Tops. Okay, so this connects up here. Anything actually here, or just a connection? Alive or undead? Love knows no bounds. Although, considering that we know that Shantae actually sees Roddy as, you know, living, I think we know the answer to that. There's some more of those purple blocks. Die, purple blocks. You know, it just occurred to me, even Ori 2 had the dude you can talk to that helped you keep track of what you've accomplished and haven't. It wasn't perfect, But it was still a thing you could go talk to and be like, hey, what's my progress? Okay, there's gotta be something with these frickin' bats at some point, because that's literally all that's in this room is just Tinker Bats making whatever the hell they're doing. And why are there so many still operable mines this far underwater? Oh, you never showed me that double. Did you get the rainbow, the double rainbow?
No.
Oh, I was hoping to see it. Well, that's it for over here, I suppose. Jeez, what are you doing?
Look at the jiggles.
Alright, let's go back down, looks like, is where we want to go.
It's so strange.
It really does.
It's jiggling. It's chilly.
Now we need to smash it and turn it into health ups.
Water?
Yes. That would be funny if there's a game where, like, in order to increase your health, you increase water. And by funny, I mean that's just Steam World at that point. Still funny, though. Oh, wow, that was fast. Food's here.
Yeah. Happy bar.
No! I've just gotten rid of the food. It's gone.
No. Swan food.
Can I seriously not go this way? I really can't.
Go
Well,
get the food.
I'll come down. I'll take an early lunch. So we're going to take an early lunch while I get back to where I'm trying to be. And I'll be back for an extended second shift in just a bit. As soon as I get to a spot where I can actually have a mental map of where I'm going and what I'm doing. Which would be up here. I'll see you guys in a bit.